Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Delhi Township Board of Trustees meeting for November the 29th, 2017. We will begin this evening's meeting first with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. The moment of silence this evening is dedicated actually to two people. The first is firefighter Mark Hummeldorf, who you may have heard in the news was killed in a tragic car accident in Parris Island, South Carolina. Mark actually grew up in Delhi and is a 2003 graduate of Oak Hills, besides being an honored, medal-winning Purple Heart Marine. And also, within our own family here at Delhi Administration, we mourn the death of our own HR manager's father, Carlton Brokaw. Carlton is survived by his wife of 52 years, Catherine, as well as his daughter, our own Melanie Hermes. He's also preceded in death by 4 sons. Our heartfelt sympathies and prayers go out to these families for their loss. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And we will begin with Mr. Luby with the approval of the minutes.
Motion 2017-231, approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting held on November 8th, 2017, and dispense with the reading.
I move motion 2017-231.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. For everyone, Trustee Sturts is not with us this evening, so we'll be doing a little double duty here.
Motion 2017-232, approve bills for payment.
I move motion 2017-232.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion 2017-233, approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending November 7th and 21, 2017.
I move motion 2017-233.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Report from the fiscal officer, Mr. Luby.
Resolution 2017-300, resolution approving purchase order obligations incurred on behalf of the township by the township administrator, authorizing payment of certain purchase order obligations and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Trustees' correspondence tonight.
We did have significant transactions.
Sorry, Mr. Luby.
As far as cash receipts, we did receive $45,000 combined between the local government fund and the permissive motor vehicle license tax. We also received $22,000 in EMS reimbursement from Medi-Account. As far as our expenses, we cut a check to PNC Bank for $154,000. That's for our loan payment on the Greenwell Fire Station. We paid Barrett Paving $387,000 for the 2017 street rehabilitation project. And on 11/16, our payroll was $304,000. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, now continuing with trustees' correspondence, Trustee Oswald.
Nothing, thank you.
All right, I have nothing this evening as well. I do not see Mr. Kurt here for the DBA.
I talked to him today. He said he was coming.
Okay, well, maybe he will come at the end and we'll pick him up with the citizens' comments then, okay? All right, administration then.
Resolution 2017-301, resolution employing Lane, Felix, and Raisback Company, LPA, as legal counsel and appointing David C. Lane, law director, pursuant to revised code 504.15, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution? Mr. Lane?
I happen to be in favor of it.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
So we'll get to see you for another year, Mr. Lane.
Thank you so much. When I started this, now I have something to say, and mostly just thanks. It's hard to believe that that I've had this job this long, and I've managed to get reappointed all the time. So it's a great honor and a privilege, and I thank the board.
Well, thank you for all you do and all the calls you take.
Resolution 2017-302, resolution adopting rules under revised code 121.22F and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution? Again, Mr. Lane.
This is one of our number of annual resolutions that we do. Your board, every public body is required by state law as part of the Open Meetings Act to establish rules, as they call them, so that the public can determine when your meetings are and where they are, and that would include special meetings, emergency meetings. For us, it also includes the number of your boards, the zoning boards, the CIC. So basically, there's a mechanism here that anyone can determine when a meeting would occur, whether it's a regular or special meeting.
And if my memory is correct, we do this every year. We pass. Okay, so this is an annual. Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-303, resolution authorizing lease agreements with Great American Financial Services Corporation for Sharp Copier Systems for the Public Works, Parks, Police, and Administration Departments, together with related service agreements with Millennium Business Systems, authorizing the Township Administrator to execute the necessary documents, declaring an emergency, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
Resolution carries. All right, continuing on the agenda, the next we'll have is Parks and Recreation. I believe Josh is absent this evening, though, correct?
Yes, he's out of town.
Okay.
Motion 2017-234 to accept the voluntary resignation of Zachary R. Braun, seasonal service worker in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective October 2nd, 2017.
I move motion 2017-234.
I second the motion. All those in favor? Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries. For those of you who are going to follow this, every year the park has a number of seasonal employees, and at the end of the season they are dismissed and they are obviously available, we hope, to come back and work with us the following year. So what we're doing here is cleaning up the seasonal hires.
Motion 2017-235 to accept the voluntary resignation of David A. Hay, seasonal service worker in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective November 8th, 2017.
I move motion 2017-235.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion 2017-236 to accept the voluntary resignation of Benjamin J. Luby, seasonal service worker in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective June 25th, 2017.
I move motion 2017-236.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion 2017-237 to accept the voluntary resignation of Jacob D. Luby, seasonal service worker in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective September 16th, 2017.
I move motion 2017-237.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion 2017-238 to accept the voluntary resignation of Beth A. Rodesheimer, seasonal gardener in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective October 30th, 2017.
I move motion 2017-238.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion 2017-239 to accept the voluntary resignation of Jared M. Smith, Seasonal Park Facility Technician in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective November 22nd, 2017.
I move motion 2017-239.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion 2017-240 to accept the voluntary resignation of Catherine Yagi, Seasonal Gardener in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective October 13th, 2017.
I move motion 2017-240.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, that concludes Parks and Recreation. Continuing along with Community Development, Greg DeLong.
Resolution 2017-304, resolution amending and restating violation enforcement procedures adopted by resolution number 2016-226 regarding dangerous structures, nuisance conditions, and junk motor vehicles, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution? Mr. DeLong.
Sure. Guess what? The state's changed the rules on us again, so that's why we're here tonight. They changed section 505.871, which relates to junk motor vehicles and their removal from properties. So what we've had to do tonight is, or what we've done is we had to address our enforcement procedures. Some of the highlights of this is very confusing. It took us quite a while to decipher it. But some of the highlights of the changes include we now have to be in a contract with a salvage yard dealer, which you have on the agenda again tonight. Another big one is they changed some of the notification and procedure processes, so we have to address that, which is addressed in these procedures. And the other one is now they are requiring us to have our fiscal officer get involved and issue affidavits. Then we would issue those to the salvage dealer then to have the title cleared so that they could take control of the vehicles. So basically those are the highlights of this change. Again, we are just updating our procedures here to address this so that we can move forward in getting some unfortunate junk vehicles removed from properties in the township.
Greg, there's been some discussion on junk vehicles versus collectors' vehicles.
Right.
What's the
junk motor vehicles is anything inoperable, anything older than 3 years of age and has missing parts. Now, if we do have a resident that has got a collector vehicle and is working on that, we work with them. We understand the difference. There are some cars that unfortunately are just abandoned or just sitting there. Nothing's being done to them. Those we treat as the junk vehicles. So there are specific rules we have to follow, but when it comes to the collector thing, it's kind of, we just need to understand what the property owner is doing, keep an eye on it, make sure they are treating it as a collector vehicle.
And there's also been some question and debate about the pavement under a junk vehicle. You can't pull a vehicle onto grass. There has to be a pavement or a...
Our regulations in the township were changed years back. Any parking of a vehicle on a property needs to be on a paved surface. So they cannot be on grass, they cannot be on gravel. Now, if the gravel was there prior to the code change, it's grandfathered in. But if they decide to add gravel, then move a car onto it, then that's a no-no. So we have to make sure that that area is paved with appropriate material, which is asphalt, concrete, or pavers.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-305, resolution entering into contract for services with Allison Landscaping, Inc. to perform nuisance abatement services and to repair or secure dangerous structures, authorizing the township administrator to execute the contract and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution? Again, Mr. DeLong.
Yeah, basically last year we did a contract with Allison for a 1-year contract with a 2-year extension possibility based on the services provided. They've done a very good job for us at very competitive rates, so we are now continuing this contract for another 2 years.
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-306, resolution entering into contract for services with Joe Harbin, DBA Joe's Hauling, to perform nuisance abatement services and to repair or secure dangerous structures, authorizing the Township Administrator to execute the contract and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution? Again, Mr. DeLong?
Yeah, basically we're doing a little cleanup here. The last contract with Harbin's was done in 2008, and it did not have it did not have a deadline established to it. So what we're doing is we are putting a 2-year contract in front of him, and he's agreed to it to continue doing the services he's provided. He's done a very good job for us, but this is, again, to keep things more on the competitive side in the future. So, and this puts it in coordination with our other contracts, so we're all on the same.
So they'll come up on a regular basis.
On a regular
for
basis,
renewal.
hopefully every 2 years.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-307, resolution entering into contract for services with Miamitown Auto Parts and Recycling, Inc. for removal, storage, and disposal of junk motor vehicles from the township per revised code 505.871, authorizing the township administrator to execute the contract and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution?
Basically, this is the contract that I was talking about in Resolution 304. So this is the contract we would go into with a salvage yard dealer. So this would be with Miamitown, who would then address our junk vehicle removals.
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-308, resolution authorizing a contract with the Hamilton County Regional Planning Commission for professional and technical zoning services pursuant to revised code 519.16, authorizing and directing the township administrator to execute the contract and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion on this resolution?
This is just our annual contract with Hamilton County for mapping, any type of services we need for them to assist us with. So
I move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Oswald.
Yes.
Resolution passes. I have nothing on the agenda from Public Works or the Police Department. So, Chief Campbell from the Fire Department, you're up next.
Motion 2017-241, approve the promotion of Austin K. Eckler from part-time firefighter EMT to part-time FAO EMT at the rate per the collective bargaining agreement with the Delhi Firefighters Association, effective November 30th, 2017.
I move motion 2017-241.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Any questions, Mr. Chief Campbell?
no.
Okay. All right. Citizens' comments. I did see that the president of DBA, Mr. Travis Curd, did join us. We had you earlier in the agenda, sorry. But I did say we'd pick you up as we went along. So you want to come up first?
Delhi Business Association will be hosting its 27th annual Delhi Christmas Parade, Saturday, December 2nd, starting at 9:30 a.m. Road closure will start at 9:30 for Delhi Pike. The side streets that will be the staging area are Don Lane, Bob Drive, Robin Lane, Elm Street, and Plum Street. Delhi Police Department will close those streets at 8:30 a.m. And we're just looking forward to another successful event. And we have 62 participants that will be participating in the parade this year.
So who was in charge of weather this year?
Say that again?
Who was in charge of weather?
Nobody. God.
Since we've run the gambit from a cold storm to canceled for snow to freezing to the Saturday's supposed to be nice.
Yes.
So everybody, fingers crossed.
Please bring your family and friends. This also, having the 62 participants, we have added several new participants this year, so we're excited for them to come out and just please join us. So
Thank you.
that's all. Thank you.
And thank you to the DBA for doing this Christmas parade every year. I do have a sign-in sheet here from our good neighbor, Ginny Burke.
Good evening, trustees. I'm here to talk about the recycling. It's a great program that we have in our community, but people are abusing it. I have seen in the past 2 weeks a couch and a love seat sitting up there in front of dumpster 1. Danny and Keith had to load it up on the backhoe and take it down in the back and dispose of it. And I have been finding bags of leaves. People are bringing leaves and putting them in the dumpster or sitting them out there between the other dumpsters. So I want to read to you a list of things that I have seen in the past year or so. A set of mattresses, a toilet, clothes in a box, empty paint cans and full paint cans, fans, a set of twin beds. Now that could have been given to the Goodwill because the whole set was there. Carpet remnants, drywall, lumber, sinks from the bathroom and from the kitchen, expired cans of food, kitchen cabinets, baby car seats, and TVs, as you know about the TVs. It is getting to be a place to get rid of things free. And it is just disgusting. I feel sometimes like I am living next door to a public dump. I've lived there for 76 years, and I guess I was used to the farm that was there, but this is getting to be ridiculous to use it as a dump, and I hope that people hear this. I think the people that should hear it don't. I really do, because I think there's people coming from other communities. I've clean up the hill and the parking lot all the time, and there's things that mail and that people don't take care of. From 48, 05, 04 zones. So but it is really ridiculous, especially bringing leaves, bags of leaves, and I've also seen grass clippings up there too in the summertime.
Jenny, thank you for being the great neighbor that you are and bringing this once again to everyone's attention, because it seems like we go for a while and then we slide back into old, miserable, terrible habits about these recycling bins. And it is a wonderful privilege to everyone in Delhi Township that we offer free recycling at the recycling bins. But you're right, it is not a dump area, it is a recycling area. And, you know, Dan Ryan has to go down there and clean it up and
every Sunday
and move things. And, you know, no one wants to see this discontinued, but we'd like to have it respected and completely respected from the fact that we have good neighbors alongside of this recycling bin.
Yes.
And you know, you're very timely on this, Jenny, because we're coming up to a very busy time of year with the recycling bins, with holiday gifts and boxes and so on. So if everyone could please pay pay attention to what you're putting into the recycling bins. Not only the township, but Mrs. Burke, our neighbor, would really appreciate your help.
I take pride in my little mansion there. It's not a big house, but I take pride in it. And it just irritates the daylights out of me to see how people do not respect my property and the township property.
Well, I'm sorry and ashamed that you have to bring this to our attention again, but we will once again put it out there and warn people
Well, you're the one that I have to tell. I can't go tell Joe Blow because he's not going to do anything for me. But you are the trustees, and you are the ones who have to take care of it and help me.
Done.
Okay.
Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening to me.
All right. Announcement of community events then, Mr. Luby?
The Delhi Business Association Christmas Parade is Saturday, December 2nd from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and it will be along the Delhi Pike Business District. The Township Holiday Market, hosted by the Township Parks Department, is Saturday, December 9th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. That's all we have.
Okay. We do have cause for executive session this evening, so if I may have the motion, please.
Motion 2017-242 to retire to executive session to consider the purchase of property for public purposes.
I've moved motion 2017-242.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. That concludes our regular meeting for this evening. I hope we see all of you out at the Delhi Christmas Parade Saturday morning. Promised great weather. Please respect the recycling bins, and we'll see you all back here on Wednesday, December the 13th. Thank you.